Welcome back to episode 234 of the Guiding Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about guide guns and the responsible Christian gun owner's interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about Memorial Day and the importance of remembering those who sacrificed everything for our freedoms. First, I want to thank the band with sponsor Farms Radio Network. Thanks for putting all those shows out there over the last almost 6 years. Yes, we are in our sixth year, so yeah,
Yeah.
rolling on. So I'll thank them for sponsoring the content, keeping all those shows hosted over there so that people can download them at their leisure.
Also, we are proud to be sponsored by crossbreedholsters.com. If you are carrying a gun, you've heard say it before, carrying a gun in your backpack, in your car, got one next to your bed, carry one on your person, Crossbreed makes a holster for you. Check them out. And I'm going to show a little something in a minute. But check our buddies out, crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross.
carry the cross. Also,
Ammo.com. Hey, everybody's looking for ammo. So go out and check out our buddies at ammo.com. Use our promo code God and Guns, and they'll give you a coupon. If you spend $200, they'll give you $20 off of your order. And at checkout, they'll also take 1% of what they make off of the sale, and you can donate that to the sponsor of or to the charity of your choice. So go check these guys out, ammo.com. They got good prices, and like I said, everybody needs ammo. You might as well get it from somebody you trust. Ammo.com.
ammo.com over there.
And there,
Also, these guys don't pay us anything, but
but we love them.
Patriot Patch guys have an awesome sticker and patch this month. Here's the sticker. All got the lights reflecting off of it. Everything's backwards. I'll give some gave all. It's cool. Morale patch and sticker. Ooh, I got too close. I almost disappeared. I don't want to disappear. All right, Doug, this week's God and Gun activities. What have you been up to?
Oh, let's see. What have I been doing? Let me pull my notes up here real quick.
You're looking very grandpa-ish tonight.
I'm looking grandpa-ish. Why? Oh, because I got my glasses on. Hey, I wanted to be able to read tonight. I'm standing there doing show notes and stuff, and we actually got a couple iTunes reviews we're going to do in a little bit. And as I was getting up close to the computer, because those iTunes reviews are really small in that window, and you can't cut and paste them and make them bigger. So I had to sit there and stare at it. And then when I got done, I'm looking at everything else, and it's blurry. I'm like, let me go get my glasses just so I can read a little bit. Let's see.
I'm gonna drink a little bit while you're over there.
Oh, you go ahead, man. Go ahead. Let's see. On the God side, I've been doing my Sportsman's Daily Devotional, which I like. And if you guys haven't signed up for that, they send it to your email most every day. Some days they miss, but a couple days later you'll get two. So you get two for the price of one that week. So check them out. Go look for them. Sportsman's Daily Devotional. If you're an avid outdoorsman like me, and I send it out to several people that don't subscribe to it. It really works, and they got some good messages on there, and they can relate it to outdoor activities. So it's really cool. Church on Sunday and Wednesday nights for the last couple of weeks, so we've been having a good time there. Let's see, on the gun side, of course, everyday carry. I did get. I want to show everybody. I got my new AR 500 plate carrier in. And I don't know if you can see that, Troy, but I put a big bullseye on it. And if somebody shoots me in that, they're going to hit me right in the cross, right in the center of the plate, and I'll be good to go.
So that's its armor piercing 50 cal.
Well, if they shoot me with that, I'm not going to care anyway.
You look like a popcorn kernel.
I know. So I don't know if you saw it or not, but our buddy Anthony up at Woodland Park Range got a new 50 BMG semi-automatic in on the range, and he must have an outstanding range if he can shoot that thing. What is it? 50? He's got a 50-yard range, indoor range.
Yeah,
he's shooting at 50 yards on a 50. It's like, man, I want to go do it. I think he said he was running a Memorial Day special or something. It was you got five rounds for $100, and he gave you a souvenir round to take home with you. I was like, well, what a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
So I may have to go up and shoot that thing someday. So let's see. Got my plate carrier. Oh, hey, looking forward to the Bulwarks class coming up in August.
Yep.
They still got spots. I know it's still early, but don't wait till the last minute to sign up for that. If you're in the Tennessee area, Upper Georgia, South Carolina, all up in that area right there. If you're interested in going to a good class, make sure you sign up for this class. So we want to get a good showing coming to this thing. That way, maybe the guys from Bulwarks will come back down and do another one. You know.
Well, I've been talking to the guys at Bulwarks, and they were excited because we had a lot of people signed up for the class because you're going to be there, and they want me to come down to it. I'm like, I don't know. I might instantly combust in Georgia in August. I don't know.
I'm going to take me a little spritzer thing with me with them little fans that you carry around your fair.
Take a garden hose, man.
I think I'm going to be the garden hose as much as I'm going to be sweating.
But it'll be good. It'll be a good time. It's a great class, and they'll give you breaks. They won't overheat you unless you wear the armor. If you wear the armor, you might overheat.
I'm not wearing the armor. Well, I'm going to take the armor. I am going to take it, but I was showing Troy this while ago. This is my mag carrier.
Yep.
I will probably be carrying. Only regret I hate that it's in black, but I like black. But it's going to be hot in August, so
bottle of bleach and a bucket, man. They'll take care.
Hey, Doug, where'd you get the tie-dye mag carrier? It's going to be fun. It's going to be hot, but it's been hot down here already, dude. This past week we've hit triple digits like every day this week. It's just been ridiculously hot. But hey, I've been getting out in it. I've been getting out working in the garden, and it doesn't seem to be deterring the weeds any. So I keep going out and whacking on them a little bit.
And nothing deters the weeds. Yeah, it's been hot here too. It's been pushing 90 about every day, but there's been a breeze, so it's a little deceiving. You get out there and there's a breeze, and it's 88 to 92 degrees. You're thinking, I'm okay, and you come in, you realize you have no skin left, and
right. we got a little breeze down here too, but I tell everybody it's like turning your blow dryer on a low setting and just throw your face as hot as it'll get. That's kind of what it feels like. So, but hey, take what you get. If it's this hot in May, August is going to be horrible. But
it'll change.
It will. We'll get over it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Been working in the garden. Also, I want you guys to see this. You guys are watching live, which there's a few people out there. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek now. So we're not going to talk about it, but I just want to give you a little teaser. A new product from our buddies at Crossbreed Holsters. So check that out. And Justin is going to be on the show here coming up in the next week or so. They've been up in where they at? Pennsylvania?
They've been all over. They had the USCCA concealed carry thing like they had in Louisville last year. They had in Pennsylvania this year.
Right, and then I want to say they went somewhere else again the other day. They were going to someplace else.
There's several they hit on the East Coast in the late spring. I think they're heading down to Florida probably next. But yeah, there's a lot of different events they go to. Oh, I was talking about the Bulwarks class. They will have classes if you guys got enough people you want to have your own carbine class. If you got 6-10 people, something like that, you want to have a carbine class, they'll come to you like they come down to Georgia. So, and they're talking to us about having a class, a God and Guns Bulwarks class. And Doug and I would be doing some Bible study, and then we'd be doing some shooting and talking and just hanging out together. So if you guys are interested in doing something like that, whether it be in Kentucky or Georgia, they are sort of up for that. We'd have to work with their schedule, see how we could work that out. But I think it sounds pretty cool. I would be very interested in that. And so if there's enough of you guys that want to sign up for it, and it's probably going to have to be in the fall because my schedule for summer is pretty much booked solid. I don't have any free time anytime soon. For some reason, the cameras aren't switching back and forth. So
I
I
was
don't
gonna
know.
say you got it focused on me right now, so you might want to flip her.
Well, it should be switching on its own. For some reason, it's not doing it.
There you are. Yay!
But if you guys are interested in that, send us a Facebook message or post it on the, put it in here in the Bill Hooper just said it sounds like cool. So if there's enough you guys are willing to sign up and show up, uh, whether it be Georgia or Kentucky, if you have a preference between Georgia or Kentucky, put that in there as well, so we'll know. Maybe we have two classes. We have maybe one in Georgia with Doug, maybe one up here with me in Kentucky. So that's something we can talk about as well. But
I'm,
uh,
I'm trying to turn this one into Georgia. I'm trying to turn it into a God and Guns event too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's already what 2 or 3 people already signed up. That just because you're going.
Yeah, and I got two more that are signing up this week that are coming. So
Cool. Well, that class will close pretty quick then.
it will.
So if you guys are interested at all, check out that class. We've posted it on the God and Guns Facebook page. So if you're a Facebook person, you can find the link there. If not, go to the Bulwarks on Facebook or Instagram. The Bulwarks. I think they're on Twitter as well, and you can contact them through there, or just go to their website, the Bulwarks LLC. Um, and check it out. Their schedule. They've got lots of classes all over Kentucky. They got some in Tennessee. They've got, of course, the one in Georgia we've just been talking about. They don't pay us nothing for that, but I just thought I would share that with you guys while we're talking about. If we have enough people interested, it might be like a 2-day pistol class or a pistol carbine class, like an introduction to pistol class. So if you have a preference of pistol or carbine or whatever um, kind of class, you might put there in too, so we'll have an idea of what you're looking for. If you're not to be into any classes, it'll probably be the foundations type class, which is your basic set of skills you'll need, uh, to get started with the Bulwarks group. And you get the basics down, then you can start working on the specialties. The carbine class that Doug is going to be having, you don't have to have prerequisites other than you need to know how to operate pistol from concealed holster, and then there's a list of things you'll need. So if you're interested in that, get a hold of Doug or me or the Bulwarks, and we'll make it happen. All right, so my God and Gun stuff. Church Sunday, got to attend actual service and worship first time in over a month.
Hey,
I'd been in the security room for 4 weeks straight, so it was good to be able to be in there. Well, no, I had last week, so I had a 4 week stretch where I wasn't able to be in church. The last 2 weeks, I was able to be in. Well, I was in church, but wasn't able to be in the service. Um, this coming week, I'll be back on security again. Excuse me. Uh, we had a business meeting last week. Uh, just trying to be a good neighbor right now for y'all that know me personally. Just trying to be a good neighbor to our neighbors, and you pray for my neighbor. She's almost the end of her road, and it's just it's heartbreaking, and we're in need of prayers for her peace and comfort in these last days. Reading and doing a lot of Bible study, especially relating to current events. I mean, if you guys don't see that there's a spiritual war occurring all around you,
yeah.
I don't know what you're doing, playing Pokemon or something. But there's there's a whole lot going on right around us and our nation, and our president and our Congress and our leaders need prayer. And Bible tells us to pray for enemies, and it appears that a good portion of the Congress is our enemy. So we need to be praying for them, that God would have His hand on them. He would straighten their path, so to say. So that's just an aside. See, we've had a lot going on at church. Had a security meeting, business meeting. They had trustees meeting. They had. I think this is one of the last ones I'm gonna have because I'm finally rotating off as a trustee after 5 years, I think. Uh, yeah, mission team meeting, and we're going to be Montana bound here in about 3.5, 4 weeks, something like that. Man, it's come up on us quick. So getting everything prepped for that, getting the truck squared away. Um, I think I'm taking the truck because we're taking tools. It's going to be more of a construction type of event. So working on my tool list right now. Um, our student minister resigned last week, so that sort of put us in a little bit of a turmoil at church. There's over a misunderstanding, but the damage is done. The devil's Hayes Day, so it's all going to work out, I guess. But sort of leaving things in lurch for my children right at the moment. So you guys can be praying for that for our church, if you would, for Calvary Baptist. What else on the gun side? Just daily concealed carry. I haven't done a lot. I have all these grand plans, but I've been just doing a lot of farm work lately. Bush hog. Yeah, we've been putting up hay. We've been working on fences, trees down, cutting up tree limbs, cleaning out barns, cleaning out stalls, and just equipment maintenance and repairs to things. Pressure washing. Our pool is still being repaired. This is like the third year in a row since we've been here. We've been working on this pool. I am so fed up with it. All the lines under the ground had been not winter treated as they should have been before we bought the place, and there are leaks. We've had to cut up concrete and rip out lines and replumb the whole thing, put a new liner in it. I hate pools, so looking for the day the kids are gone. We fill that joker in, but that's pretty much it on the gun side. I mean, I've been doing a lot of research. Been doing a lot of ham stuff. Guys that know that the EAC came out with the FT3D. That is one cool radio, and I put my name in to get a ticket to be able to buy one. It's going to be like July or something before we get to buy one. I think probably later than that. But for you ham guys out there, let's see. Need a West Coast class road trip to Idaho. Hey man, I like Idaho. I'm going to be in Montana, and if we don't have someone carpool with us, me and my children are probably going to head west after we get done in Billings and go on up into Kalispell. Up there, I got some friends up there on the mountain range that have invited us to stay with them, and then we got good friends over in Idaho, Lone Wolf, Jr. and
Yep.
Zach up there at Lone Wolf. So we might go over there and take our fishing poles and catch some trout in the stream up there, Joshua. We're looking forward to being back up in the mountains. I love it up there. So that's that for the God and Guns. EDC check. Carrying the Glock 30S. Excuse me. Today, I have been carrying the little XDS quite a bit just because it's shorts weather and just a shorts and t-shirt, and it's been really hot. I just don't want to pack around a heavy gun. And most of the time, I keep the carbine in the truck with me. So when I'm here on the farm, I've got a carbine pretty close by, and for coyotes and two-legged coyotes, meth heads and stuff looking to steal something. I carry it in a crossbreed super tuck, and carrying a Stew the Gun, enhanced lifesavers. I'm carrying a soft T tourniquet, E2D Defender light. I have switched to the Microtech SOCOM Elite. I think I showed that on the show, haven't I? Yeah, I showed it to you guys.
That's your new knife, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oop, where it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That dude is sharp. Thing is razor sharp. I love that knife. It's light. It's lighter than the Ratworks. It's probably half the weight of that Ratworks auto knife. I love that Ratworks. I mean, you could chisel concrete with that Ratworks. It's one beefy dude, but this one is just light, thin, and super fast and super sharp. So that's my carry gear. Of course, a little Olight SR S1R I'm choking on something tonight here. What are you carrying today, Doug?
Uh, I have my knife too. It's not as fancy as yours. I have the, I have the, I just have a Kershaw, but it does the trick. It works
Oh, I
well.
like that blade, that Tano style blade. I really like that.
Yeah, it's I tell you what, right out of the box, it's one of the sharpest knives. I mean, for the money. Yeah, I mean, I think I paid less than $40 for it, and but it's sharp. It works well. I have two of them. I actually have one of them that's on my backpack that I carry in my truck. It's attached on the strap, so I carry it right there, and then I carry one in my pocket, clipped on the side also, and along with my mag that I carry. Also, let's see, what have I been? Of course, everybody knows what I've been carrying mostly. I did carry my Glock 21 the other day, and
Yeah.
I actually took it to church on Sunday, and just to prove that I could hide a big gun, and I did. But there's my Glock 19. So I was going to show you. We talk about the Super Tuck. You can tell, as yours is too, Troy. I'm sure.
Yep.
The wear in it. I don't know. I think I've been carrying this holster for, I don't know, a couple years. What I got this one. This is the Founders Edition.
Mm-hmm.
That, let's see, when did we get these? We got these up at NRA Louisville.
No, I don't think so. It was maybe no. It was Atlanta, wasn't it?
Well, so it's 3 years old then, because
Yeah.
it was Atlanta. No, Atlanta was the last one.
No, last one.
Well, Indy was Indy. Last one.
Yeah.
Then the one before that was
Texas.
Atlanta.
Nope,
Oh, yeah, it was
Texas.
in Texas. So it's either 3 or 4 years old.
Yep.
So she's still going strong. But it
Yeah,
works.
I actually wore mine out.
Mine's getting
My 500.
mine's getting close, but it's a doggone comfortable now. I got it broke in the way I like it. So
Yeah.
and it works well.
I carried it every day for right on 3 years, and mine cracked right at the top. The Kydex cracked after.
Oh, did it?
But I think it's because I switched from carrying the Glock 19 to carrying the Glock 30S in it. I mean, they're practically the same dimensions, except the slide on the 30S is just a hair wider than the 19.
Yep.
And I think that might have been what caused its failure. But I mean, that's a lot of wear out. You wear one every day for 3 years. That's 1,000 days more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's conformed. It looks good though.
And I wear it in every season. I mean, summer, winter. It had a lot of life in it. But they gave me a new 30S one with the light for the Surefire light. I got my camera turned off here.
Hey, I was going to tell you too.
It has the XD1 light on it, so I had to get a different different holster. It's got the light on there. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was also going to tell you too. I got paroled out of Facebook Saturday, so
I don't know how.
Me neither. I've been in jail again, which seems like that's where I stay.
I'm surprised Wendy hadn't been kicked out.
She ain't posting the right stuff, I guess.
She's more fiery than you are.
I don't think she's got a bunch of liberals that follow her.
Oh,
I think she's more a lot of like-minded folks. But somebody's reporting me. They gotta be. But I think I did make them mad this last time though, because I don't know if I posted a video of this guy that walked into a store to buy a cell phone, and some of you guys may have seen it, you may not have. Anyway, he's sitting there looking at the cell phone at the counter. And he lays the cell phone down. He takes 2 steps back. He reaches in his waistband and pulls a gun. He didn't even get that gun halfway out. The guy behind the counter pulls his own gun and popped him, and down he went. So I posted that, and I'm like, this is why you need to be prepared, or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Well, it wasn't an hour later. Brian Fawcett said he got blasted. He did. But, I posted, I said, this is why you need to be prepared, because you never know. You know, you could be standing in the store doing something, and you never know when you're going to have to pull it. Dude, it wasn't even up an hour, and Facebook pulled it down and said I had violated their graphic content.
Community standards or graphic content.
Yeah, I was like, it was posted everywhere. I'm like, okay, whatever.
And the boards had it posted on their site.
I know. So they pulled mine down, and as soon as they pulled it down, somebody said, "Hey, man," somebody had texted me and said, "Hey, they pulled your post down you made that you had about that video." And I was like, "Did they?" So I went back out there, and sure enough, so I went and found the video again, and I reposted it. And I might have said something about Facebook. I don't know. Or liberals. So it wasn't even up 20 minutes the next time. And they pulled it again. And then I was in jail for the next 2 days. So, but I told somebody, you know, if I'm going to jail that often, I must be doing something right.
Yep. You're over the target.
Yeah. You're over the target. Drop away.
Release the bombs. Get some feedback.
We do got feedback. Let me switch over because I got the YouTube channel up on this side here. Let's see. Man, one of them's awesome. Well, they're both awesome. Anytime somebody sends us feedback, it's awesome. But one of them is really awesome. Anyway, so the first one it comes to us from T Larson 02, said amazing God-centered American Patriot podcast. Evening, Troy and Doug. I've been listening to the podcast for years. I do a lot of driving for work, and this podcast is always on during my drives. I always look forward to the scripture and the discussion about it, learning what God has for me through you two, and also how the scripture is so applicable and alive today are some of my favorite parts. I'm an American patriot, and I love this country. I love how you two speak about this country and how God was a center of its foundation, or its founding, sorry. Firearms are a huge passion of mine, and the Second Amendment drives who I am with respect to them. Thank you both for sharing God's calling on your lives with us and drawing us close to Him. Thank you for being knowledgeable about firearms and this amazing country too. I look forward to every episode. God bless you too. Sincerely, Tim Larson.
Wow, that's very nice of you, Tim. Appreciate that.
It was. And let's see, we got one other one. We actually had three, but one of them just said hi. So, but he gave us 5 stars, so I should have posted it. But
that's a good hi.
Yeah. Hey. He had to be from up north. I thought maybe it was one of your Canada buddies because he didn't say, "Hey, y'all." But anyway, so our second one says, "Thank y'all" by Zach Collins, CVFD. So I'm sure it's fire department, CV. I was looking to see where he was from, but I wasn't quite sure. Anyway, it's a 5-star review. He said, "I just want to say thank you guys for helping lead me to the Lord. I gave my life to Christ today, and it was the best decision I have ever made. I listen to y'all every day. I work out of my car being a water sampler in southern West Virginia for the coal mines. If y'all are ever in town, you're more than welcome to come join us to worship at East Kermit Church of God in Kermit, West Virginia. Thank you guys again."
Wow.
Awesome, Zach. That was Zach Collins.
That's great to hear.
Yes.
I always like to hear a good testimony.
Absolutely.
I think I've been through Kermit. It's up there near that. That's along the corridor going into Maryland over there. I have a map out in front of me. Yeah, dude, there's a map over there.
I don't know. I don't know exactly where it's at.
I wonder if it's anywhere near the coal mine museum. Gosh, we stopped and spent the night there. Oh well, it's awful being old. Can't remember.
I know, right? I can't remember anything anymore.
Can't remember what you're getting ready to say. You walk into the room. Why did I walk in here? Stand there and think about it for a second.
I did the same thing the other day, dude. I was messing around with the mag carrier for this class, and I had it in the living room. I was doing something, and something struck my head. I was like, "Go get this!" And I stood up out of the chair and I set the mag carrier down, and I turned back around like, What was I going to go get? And I couldn't remember. So I sat back down, kept going.
Oh, well. Let's see. We got a joke. We got one joke.
You put that one in there, didn't you?
Yep. I thought you may have something better. I heard this one somewhere. I heard it at the graduation this weekend. Gunner graduated Saturday, so
Congratulations, Gunner.
yeah. I don't know what's going on here. Somebody's texting.
Is he off to Disney World now?
No, he's. I think he's going over and helping his brother work on his 4-wheeler at the moment.
Hey, I think you got the screen locked again.
Oh, okay. So we were at graduation, and I heard this joke. I don't think I've ever heard it on our show before. It's possible. There's been a lot of lame jokes on here. I didn't think there was a lame joke we haven't told, so I thought we'd try this one. Hey, Doug, what did the buffalo say to her son?
I don't know. What?
Bison.
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 There you go.
Bison.
Bison.
All right. Lame joke of the day. We didn't have. I don't have any more.
Dude,
Doug, don't have any more.
The preacher told a good one at church Sunday, and I tried my best to remember it so I could do it for the show, and I couldn't remember it for nothing. I guess I need to start recording.
Yeah, you get in the age, you got to open up the notes. Every time someone tells me to do something, dad joke. All right, Brian. We try to keep it clean here. We need all the lame jokes we can get. All right, so I got lost. I got a puppy dog mind. All right, so we did the comedy
Bibleverse.
Bibleverse. It's gonna be a short one tonight.
Uh-oh.
Coming out of 2 Timothy 2:3. Join with me in suffering like a good soldier of Christ Jesus. 2 Timothy 2:3. So this is Paul writing to Timothy in his second letter, I would assume, and at least the second one they had. And then he's talking to him about how we must suffer, and that means giving up, dying to yourself. That means that we're going to have to endure suffering if we're going to follow Christ, because the world hates us because it hated him, and because we're going to have to do it like a good soldier, like a good soldier of Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior, and we're called, as Paul defines here to Timothy, his prodigy, that he needs to be a good soldier. And that sort of leads us into the Memorial Day, that when soldiers go to battle, they have to give up their will to do what they want to do and follow orders and go into battle and sacrifice themselves if need be to effect the end result. And so there's a lot of correlations in the Bible of us being in relationship to the military, in that we have to die to ourselves, we have to live for a greater cause, and that's the cause of Christ. And that means that we're going to have to maybe even give our lives for that. Not that we can equate just being a Christian to being a soldier, but it's throughout the Bible, many scriptures talk about, especially David and Psalms, and Paul talks about a lot that when we are living for God, we are dying to self, and we're living for a greater cause than ourselves, and we're giving that ultimate sacrifice. So Brian said it was their sermon was on this verse this week. That's cool. It just came to me that as a good soldier, you follow orders.
You do.
You don't always want to do the things that you got to do. Doug can speak to this more than I can, because Doug was in the military. I just know people in the military.
Stayed at Holiday Inn once.
I stayed at Holiday Inn once. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't always agree with everything, but you got to do what you got to do.
and you don't understand. I mean, one of the things about the military is, I'm sure, like in anything else, when you're given an order and you're like, why would you do that? And then only later on you realize, oh, because they were doing this and this caused that to be able to work. And if we didn't do that, then they, but at the time, that's why they tell you, follow the order. You ain't got time to go back and explain it to everybody. It's
You don't.
like when you're raising teenagers, they're always like, well, why? Because I told you to. First time obedience, son. When you're told to do something, do it then and don't argue about it. My daughter has a saying, I don't, she probably picked it up somewhere when she was little, but every time that one of the older kids would get told to do something, they start complaining about it, or they start talking about it, or they didn't get what they wanted. She'd always go, you get what you get, you don't pitch a fit. Coming out of a 2 or 3-year-old, that's pretty funny to hear.
It is.
But when they're 13, it sort of gets old. But but it's true, we don't always understand why we're going through those things, right? We just are called to do it. The Bible calls us to do things that seem strange to us. We don't know why God calls us to do things that seem really strange and odd and not like the rest of the world. But he's got a reason. He's got a purpose. And we may not understand at the time, but then we understand it later. Right.
Right.
We run into that and we understand it later. So I think that's a good transition for us to go into remembering of Memorial Day. Of those that lost, I know in Memorial Day is on Monday. We were wanting to record earlier, and I just have had situation here in the neighborhood that has taken my time. I've had some things on the farm, and then Gunner's graduation, and then we had parties and stuff leading up to that with the school. It's just been crazy. That last week was just nuts. But I apologize for us not being on last week. But we need to make sure that we are willing to lay down our lives, and that's not just in the line of fire, but that we're willing to lay down our dreams and our hopes and our ambitions. If God calls us to do something, we don't understand why. If he tells us that we need to go and move and or that we should change churches and start serving in another church or whatever that case may be, we need to make sure that excuse me, that we're willing, as a good soldier, takes orders, gets transferred, and goes to another part of the world. There's a purpose for it. We may not understand it, and there may be an ultimate sacrifice, but it's for God's call. We are called to be obedient, follow Christ, not ask questions. You can ask God why, but he doesn't have to necessarily answer it, and he may answer it in time, and just be willing to stay the course through dry times and through hard times, but fully relying on God. That we used to have a class of college, I think it was college and career class in a previous church, and it's called Fully Relying on God, Frog. So it was a neat little class, but their motto was that you're going into this and you're relying totally on God. You're going to try to learn and glean as much as you can on the scriptures, and it was a good class, a good model class for young people to just follow blindly where God leads you, and just be obedient to the call. Your dad and my granddad were always big on missions, and I can remember both of them give their testimonies on mission trips about, when they tell us we need to go somewhere to do something, we just volunteer. Your dad would be that way. He'd grab his toolbox to get his vacation, and off we go and go.
He did.
Build churches and repair churches, and my granddad was the same way. We're going to go if we're called, if we're asked, we're just going to go. That was instilled in both of us by our parents and grandparents. As a believer, we're going to have to be willing to do that. So that transitions us into Memorial Day. But Doug, you have anything you want to share with that verse?
I like that when you were talking about references in the Bible and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite ones, being military and having friends that are still military, were military, that did give up their life. One of my favorite verses is John 15:13. That's greater love has no one than this, than to lay down his life for his friend. And that's so true in the military. because you just never know.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't. I've got friends that went in the military. I don't think I've had any friends that I grew up with that passed away that I'm aware of here locally. I don't know if you can remember any, but the passing of Ron just recently was, although he wasn't in service, he did have a service in the community after he got out. He never quit serving
Hmm.
his country. He served other soldiers who got out and were dealing with just horrific injuries and things like that, trying to get them back out hunting, trying to get them back into American life. Trying to get them uh, to change the mindset where they were at mentally. Some of those guys were suicidal. Some of those guys were suffering greatly. So, and I remembered Ron this last, on Monday. I was thinking
Oh
about
yeah,
him. I went and showed the kids the different graves, and your dad served in the military, and
he
I
did.
told, I told him that he had served in the military, and once he came home, he served his community as well. He did what he wasn't done once he left the military. He served his community, and he served his church, and he was a great man. I gave them a little testimony about that. So they're great people. My great uncle, um, my grandfather's brother, fought in World War II, and I told my kids about that. How he went into Africa, fought all up through Africa, and fought. They took him into Italy. He fought all the way up through Italy into Germany. He got 3 Purple Hearts. He was a Marine, and he finally got injured so bad before the end of the war they had to take him off the line, off of being a foot soldier, and made him a guard on a train. But when he came home, he didn't deal well with it. He had suffered a lot with, I guess, just all of the death and the mayhem of war. Um, he got hit by a landmine. He got shot twice. He had some kind of something, uh, some material from a bomb, uh, busted the back of his head, and had to have a plate put in the back of his head. Those guys were tough, man.
Oh
But he
yeah.
never came home. He stayed over there. He fought the whole time. And when he came home, he suffered greatly from the trauma of war. And back then, you were just like, I wasn't there, but I'm saying from what I've read and understood that those guys just sucked it up, and kept it to themselves. They didn't try to share that and get notoriety or anything out of that, but
Mm.
they just did, you know pushed it down side. And before he died, well, he had become an alcoholic and had been really abusive to my grandparents, great grandparents, and then he was running guns down to Mexico and all kinds of stuff. He went way off the tracks. But one day he was at my great grandmother's house, and preacher came over and sat down and talked to him and shared the gospel with him, and he got saved. While he was still an alcoholic, but God just changed. And from that point on, he never drank. He never went doing all the other stuff. He quit being whatever it was he was doing, mercenary work or whatever. Uh, he quit all that stuff and became a model citizen and took care of my grandparents, my great grandparents. I keep forgetting, but took care of them. And God can change anyone's heart, and He can show
Oh yeah.
forgiveness. But we need to keep those stories alive of different family members. I saw Chad from Celtic. He had Chad Enos from Celtic. He has got a great legacy of his grandmother, grandfather, both being military veterans and serving in World War II. And I think his dad served in Korea and Vietnam. My granddad served in Korea and Vietnam. So it's just there's a lot of us who have military people in our families, or we have friends, or we have people in our church that serve in the military. That's what I wanted to focus on when we went around and put flags on the graves. We've got Civil War veterans in our family and different graves down in Hart County, and we've got the veterans up in Jefferson County. We've got them here in LaRue County, and so we went to as many places as we could and to visit. And we do this every year. As you know, we go to the different graveyards and put flowers, and I try to tell the stories that my grandfather told me, my father told me, parents told me, my grandmothers told me about who these people were. And it's important to remember that things are bigger than you,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that people have given their lives to defend this country, to defend their communities, and guys, that doesn't just. I mean, specifically, we want to remember that in Memorial Day we think about the military, but as Christian soldiers, going back to the Christian soldier, people have given their lives to try to better the community by sharing the gospel, by working in the church, by reaching out to the lost, to the communities. And I'm telling you, we can't solve the problems in the United States by politics. It ain't going to happen. If the hearts of the people are evil, they're going to seek evil. They're going to choose evil people, and they're going to do evil things. And they're going to have a really tyrannical person to keep them in check. Because if you're not ruled by God, you'll be ruled by tyrants. That's a quote I like to say often. The source forgets me. I'm forgetting right now, but it's important that you guys make sure that your children, your grandchildren, know of the people around them and who gave the ultimate sacrifice in the military and in their communities, and serve their communities well, and serve their church as well.
That's like, my uncle is buried in France. He was killed over in World War II, right after the Normandy invasion. And my cousins actually got to go visit over there a few years ago, and they got to actually take pictures. My dad had pictures too when he was in the army, and he was over there, and he actually went and got to go to his brother's grave when he was in the army.
Wow.
And then his kids and grandkids they got to go over there and go visit. And I have pictures that they took of my Uncle Roy's grave site over there in France. I want to say Bagrain. Maybe that's not right. Something like that. But he's buried in France. So, I always think about him.
I can't see you, Doug. Oh, there you are.
There you are.
Okay, you disappeared, or I disappeared. Somebody disappeared there for a while. So where was it in France?
I want to say somewhere around Bagrain, but that may not be right. I can't remember exactly where it's at, where he's buried over there. I know he's buried in France.
So is that Ray's dad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was thinking that his dad had passed away when he was young.
He did. They were young. He was the oldest of all the kids. So my dad was the youngest of all the kids. So my dad was really young when he left to go over there. So
yeah, I haven't seen Ray and Vaughn in a while. It's been a while since I've seen them. I know that he'd had some medical issues a while back, but that's people don't care to hear about that. We're just catching up on people. I guess they're still going south for. We haven't been there in a while. The kids have gone a couple times for Wednesday nights and stuff, but since we moved back up here. But all right. So Memorial Day, Doug. What are your memories? What do you like to do? What are your traditions?
We have a little barbecue, but I always try to stress to people, they get the day off because somebody paid the price for them. And I don't know. I just sit and I did a lot of talking to buddies of mine, that were in different branches of the service, and all of them know somebody that they lost. And I know people that I've been stationed with that didn't necessarily get killed, in active duty, but they're gone too. And I still think about them. And my commander that I used to have when I was in the 5th Combat Comm, one of the best guys I've ever worked for in my life. We got back from Desert Storm. He made it through all that, and we were back here at Robins. He got orders to Washington D.C. to work at the Pentagon, and I got stationed. Where did I leave? I went to Tennessee to work recruiting up there for recruiting service. And a buddy of mine called, and he had taken a space available hop. He was going out to Texas for something, and he was on a plane with the general and some other folks, and he just got on the plane. They're like, "Come on, we're going that way." So he got on the plane, and the plane went down in Alabama and killed him.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so you never know when it's going to be your turn. When I guess when God's ready for you, He's going to bring you, whether or not you're ready to go or not. So you better be ready to go all the time.
Yeah. What state did he go down?
Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in like
Arkansas there for a second. I thought the Clintons might have taken him out.
well, you never know.
Arkansas. I saw Ella showed up.
What's that?
The Ella behind you.
Oh yes,
I saw her.
There's my big baby, Elle. There's the duck dog. She's on sabbatical right now.
Uh-oh. Let's see what else we got.
She's having to wear her big girl panties right now because she's in heat. So
Oh
yeah,
you're not breeding anymore.
Nah, I'm not gonna breed her. She's had 3 litters, and I got 27 grand pups out there running around everywhere. So actually, John, check this out now. John has a puppy off my very first litter that she had, and she came in heat here a while back, and supposedly he thinks she got bred, so he's going to have a litter of puppies soon. So he told me I could have pick of the puppies, whatever I wanted. So there's a good chance she's going to throw a chocolate. So if she has a chocolate female, I may have to get another one.
All right. One of Tim's boxers just had a litter a while back, and the mama started taking them off and dropping them off everybody in the neighborhood's house. And I said, "You need to get them dogs, them puppies. We'll have puppies all over the place." But let's see.
I don't know why that thing ain't auto changing who's talking.
I don't know.
But it's bound to determine it's going to stay trained on me tonight.
Well, when I remember it, I switch it back. But then it's like really hard to switch for some reason. I have to hit it like 2-3 times. All right, so we're going to move on. We don't have the Patreon anymore because they kicked us off.
We're in Patreon jail.
Yeah, we've been banned from Patreon.
That's ridiculous.
Yep, that is ridiculous. So we can go to ammo.com and you go to ammo.com/God and Guns, and you could get $20 off $200 when you use that link. And then they've got all kinds of other cool stuff over there. They donate some money from your purchase towards whatever kind of charity that is in their little list there that you can pick from. They also have a newsletter. They have the Resistance Library with online articles and stuff. So check out the guys over at ammo.com. We have patches and stickers. I think I saw someone earlier said that they need a patch.
That was I was going to mention that when you got down to that.
Yeah. Somebody said they needed a patch. Oh, Bill Hooper. Yep.
Yeah.
Bill, we got him online. You can click on our show notes, or you go to our Facebook page. We got a store on the Facebook page, so we've got lots of patches and stickers left. I gave away quite a few at NRA in Indianapolis this year, but we still have quite a few left. So if you guys would like to relieve our inventory, free us up to purchase some more things. And
save me one. I'm gonna put it next to my
my cross. I got that box, and I never have mailed it. So let me.
Oh, did you?
I was like, oh man, I saw that sitting by the front door. I was like, oh, I should take that out to the mailbox. But yeah, it's got that Crossbreed banner for you, and
nice.
I think I've got 2 of those. I think I got 2 different types. I'll see if I can find the other one. But yeah, there's one over there too. I'll see if they're different. If I got 2 different ones, I'll give you 2 different ones so you can hang up or pick which one you want.
Nice.
All right. So NRA is on the naughty list, but they're still better than most everything else out there. So if you're not a member of the NRA, please join or renew. I know that there are some bad actors at the top that are being routed out, and people are are pulling out the long knives for them. Hopefully, they can get straightened up quickly and get back on task because we don't have time for drama.
Well, the
Anybody,
cool thing is we got some new blood coming in to the board of directors and stuff. So
Yeah.
that will help.
I'm hoping it will. A lot of those guys are out of the Northeast, and they've already given up their liberty a long time ago, and they don't really care whether you have liberty or not because they're shooting single shot shotguns at clay pigeons and stuff. Those guys need to get out if they're not going to be true patriots and defend. But guys, still join the NRA. We need the numbers. We need as many as we can get. I understand that there's some malfeasance been stated. I don't know to what degree or how much of it is just the media hyping it, trying to tarnish the image of the NRA. It'll all shake out in the weeds, but join the NRA. Use our link, please, and they'll send us a little bit of love. DeVore is a clearinghouse for optics plant. If you've not been to DeVore, if you're an impulse buyer, don't go there. But if you're able to manage your affairs and not break the bank, go join. And when you use our link, they will send us a little bit of love so we can buy stuff we probably don't need, and but we want.
we want it.
We want it. All right. Now this is acting weird. All right, Hoplite armor. If you need body armor, don't do like Doug and go to AR 5. Go to Lyman Bishop.
That's just a carrier.
Yeah. And so go to Hoplite armor. Our buddy Lyman Bishop, and he has got all kinds of armor. He's got some shields and helmets and all kinds of gizmos on and shoulder pads, which AR 500 doesn't have.
Exactly.
So there's all kinds of stuff that you can get from Lyman Bishop, our buddy up in Montana, and support the show. So I had a message today on Facebook from a new listener. He said he just started listening and likes the show. He's actually a Kentucky guy here, I think in Morgantown, and he was asking about my testimony. And I'm gonna try to give a brief one. I don't want to take you guys. We're not gonna be much longer. We got the NRA arm system, but give me just about 3-4 minutes on this real quick. I'll try to make it brief. So in 2008, I was in the gym and I was lifting weights. I used to lift real heavy weight. I was I don't know. I was a freak show, but I was lifting lots of weights and I was in the gym and I was doing tricep extensions. And some of you guys have been around long enough, you know this, but bear with me for just a minute. Doing tricep extensions, I had my legs wrapped around a bench, and I had two 45-pound plates sitting on the bench, and then I was doing tricep extensions so I could do 340 pounds. Because if I tried to do 340 pounds, I would just go up in the air and the weight would go because it outweighed me. But I was doing insane amount of weight, and I was in the middle of my reps, and I was almost through with my sets for the day. I was finishing out with tricep extensions and had my head down, locked in like you're supposed to, not looking around. And somebody says, "Troy," and I turn my head. And when I do, I hear this pop, and I feel this cold sensation running down my neck, and it runs down my back. It feels like somebody just poured cold water down me. So I knew something was wrong. I let the weight down and the room starts spinning. I start getting hot, and then I start getting cold. I start having all kinds of sensory things going wrong. I'm like, my wiring's crossed, something's wrong here. So I staggered down to the shower, jumped in the shower, run over to my chiropractor and said, "Hey, I think I've really messed up." And so that was the beginning of 6 months of agony and pain, no sleep. X-rays showed a blown. Well, X-rays couldn't show anything. They couldn't see through my neck; it was so thick. They had to go put me in the MRI. I couldn't get in the MRI because my shoulders were too wide, my chest was too big to go into the little tube, and so they sent me to Louisville to an open MRI. and they still had to wrap me up like a burrito to get me in the little thing. So they did the MRI, and they found out I blew 3 discs out. I had the C567T1, so the disc in between those 4 vertebrae were blown, and so I had 6 months of agony and pain. I endured that through the help of acupuncture and chiropractic adjustment because I didn't want to go get exploratory surgery, which was what the the surgeons wanted to do. They want to go in and cut, and they want to put a hole in your throat and have to put a temporary trach in case they have some swelling, and then try to find out what's going on. Like, no, I'm just going to deal with the pain. And so after 6 months, they dehydrated enough that the pain went away. So 3 months later, I'm back in the gym working out, and I'm feeling good. And I jump up, I grab a hold of the overhead chin-up bar, and I start pulling out chin-ups. And I'm at about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 into it, feeling good, and pop goes again. It's like, oh no. And so it starts 5 months of pain. So all I could do is take these drugs that would make me not scream and holler during the day. And I could not sleep at night because of the pain. And so I would moan and walk around the house, and Krista would kick me out of the house. And it got so bad. And all I did is just eat and go to work. And I'd have to have somebody drive me to work because I couldn't. I was on opioids. I couldn't drive. And I'd be at work trying to do sales stuff and falling over and falling asleep at the keyboard. And during all this, so I went to the doctor, and from a physical, I gained a bunch of weight. I went from 310 pounds up to 455 pounds because I was still eating like a guy that worked out 3 hours a day, and I wasn't, and I wasn't getting sleep, and then this ballooned up, huge. So he diagnoses me with diabetes, high triglycerides, high blood pressure. What's the other thing? Everything
bad. Cholesterol.
High cholesterol, yeah. Everything was bad, off the charts. And so I tried to go to bed that night and couldn't. And I was moaning and any of y'all ever have back pain, you understand what I'm talking about. I have a serious spinal injury. The wife was worried because I hadn't slept in about a week. And she says, "You're going to the hospital." I said, "It's not going to do me any good. They're going to make me sit out there in the waiting room for 5 hours. They're going to take me back, and they ask me 55 questions why I want pain medicine because they think I'm an addict. And then they're going to give me a shot, and they're going to stick me out on the curb because they need the bed." And I was prophetic because that's what happened. I went, and they finally said, "Okay, we're going to give you a shot." As soon as the shot started taking effect, they said, "Hey, we need the bed. Can you go ahead and leave?" And I didn't want to go back out in the waiting room with all the sick, snotty kids and screaming babies and all that stuff. So I just went out and sat on the curb. And it was too early in the morning. Because my wife had dropped me off the hospital because I couldn't drive. And so I waited until about 8 o'clock that morning and called her and said that I was on the curb waiting for her to pick me up. So she posted on Facebook, and my friend Chris sees that testimony. Sees her complaining that she's worried about me and another sleepless night and painful night. And so he calls me up and says, "Hey man, I got this stuff. I think I'll help you." I'm like, I'd heard about Zija, and a lot of my friends were selling it. It's multi-level marketing kind of thing, and so Zija. It's a green box, so it disappears. But Super Mix is what I'm taking now. I used to take the Smart Mix. At the time was little cans, little 5-ounce cans. And he said, "Hey, I'm going to give it to you. You don't have to buy it. He's just a school, Chris." And so he's like, "I'm just going to give it to you. Don't worry about it."
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, "All right." And so he gave me 5 cans, or might give me 7 cans. Give me a week's worth. And took it the first day. The next day, no difference. Second day, same way. Third day, I woke up and noticed my hands, my feet weren't hurting, and I felt a little clearer headed. I don't know. I didn't feel so groggy. The fourth day was the same as the third. Fifth day, I woke up I woke up. So I actually slept. Those the previous days I was on and off trying to nod through the night, sitting in a chair usually with ice packs on. The fifth morning, I woke up after 5 days of taking it. I didn't have any pain. I realized I didn't. I got up, started halfway to the bathroom. Halfway to the bathroom, realized, hey, I'm not in pain, and I slept all night. So I called Chris and was like, man, and then I weighed myself. So I had the physical the week earlier, right, with all the bad results and stuff. And so I weighed myself. I went to the bathroom, and I'd lost 12 pounds in 5 days. And of course, it's inflammation, water, things like that. But I called Chris and said, hey, man, sign me up, whatever it costs. I don't care. This works because I've been drugged up and in pain for months and months and months. And so, uh, so I started taking Zija. So he said, hey, there's a weight loss component of that. I was like, what? He said, there's this XM3, which is, at the time, it was just one. It wasn't an AM. Oop, too close. Back up. Oh, no. So there's XM, AM now, and a PM. So one of them doesn't keep you up at night. But there's a weight loss component. So you take that and you take the premium tea. That's this here. And so you take the tea, you take the XM3 in the mornings with your mix, and it'll help you lose weight. I was like, okay. And he said, then you got to follow Uncle Russ's list of things to eat, not to eat. I'm like, what? And so he introduced me to Russ Bianchi, who was the guy who formulated Zija. And I don't mean this to be an infomercial, but I'm just because I had several people ask me, hey, what is this about Zija? I don't understand. So I'm trying to be quick about it. I know I'm taking forever. I'm sorry. But so he said, so Zija is Moringa oleifera. It's a plant that's grown in India. It's grown all over the world, but it's grown in India, and it has like 93 anti-inflammatory ingredients in it. It's a natural plant, and all they do is grow it up, they cut it, and they grind it up into powder. They let it dry. They don't cook it. They just let it dry naturally on racks and stuff, and then they grind it up into powder, put it into a little packet, and you take it, you mix up the bottle of water, and you drink it in the morning on an empty stomach. And so I was taking that. That was the Zija. That's what was called I think it was called Smart Mix. The Smart Mix was the regular size. The Super Mix is twice as much. I take that now, but it's the same price as the Smart Mix. And then I started taking the XM3, and now they've got this is the XM3 in the mix, so you can get it together. It's just one product instead of two. And so what it did is the first month I started taking this stuff, I lost 74 pounds. No, 72 pounds. First month I lost, I can't remember, 72 or 74. 72 or 74 pounds the first month. And I went back to the doctor for a checkup because he prescribed like 7 different drugs, high blood pressure, 2 different types of diabetes medicine, cholesterol medicine, and something else. And I never got them filled. I did Zija. I followed the diet. It's not really a diet. It's just like you eat these kind of foods. You don't eat any of these kind of foods. And that's a list you can get off of Russ Bianchi's site online. It's free. I'll put a link in the show notes for you guys that want to follow it. But so I lost 74 pounds and went to the doctor. The doctor said, hey, man, your numbers, he ran the labs again. Your numbers are all back to normal. What's that? The 3-month blood thing for I forget what it's called now. But there's a 3-month lab on blood sugar levels. I forget what it's a 3-letter acronym, but whatever it was down, but it wasn't down below the threshold. He said, well, it looks like those medicines are working for you. I said, no, I'm not taking any of those medicines. He goes, what? I said, I'm taking this, and handed him a Zija pack, and I'm following this diet. And he looked at it, he goes, man, do it, whatever you're doing, keep it up. He said, come back, see me in 2 months to make sure this thing's still working. So 2 months later, I come back. I'd lost 134 pounds in 3 months, and I kept the weight off since 2009 when I had done this. 2009, early 2010. So That's why I think it's easy. That's why I brought it up on the show. If you are interested in it, message me, or there's a link in here called it's my Guiding Guns dot myzija myzija.com, and you can go there. You can purchase it there. You can sign up to sell it there. If you want to know more information about it, just message me at Troy at Guiding Guns podcast.com. And there's contact information there. If you got more questions, there's a phone number there that you can call me on. And if you're interested in the business side, I'll refer you over to Chris because he's a business builder. I'm just more of a product user these days. But I want to share that with you guys, and it helps support our show if you guys want to sign up, if you want to buy it. And I know you can go on Amazon or I don't know, eBay or something, and you can buy people's leftover inventory and stuff like that cheaper probably than you can buy it online. But then you're not supporting the show. so, so there you go.
I need to try that stuff myself.
Yep, I'll send you some boxes with the crossbreed. But if I drink, if I do what I'm supposed to do, I lose weight and feel great. And when I forget, is when I mess up, or if I go off the diet that Russ Bianchi put together. Russ is a great doctor. If you've ever checked out any of his stuff, he's got a lot of medical articles and stuff about how to uh, change your life. But I won a bunch of stuff from Zija because they were promoting me and wanting me to go everywhere and tell my testimony. But I just followed their directions. It wasn't, I had some willpower because I had some fear because my health was bad, and I had some encouragement because I felt so good. I had energy. I lost all that weight, and I felt strong again. And so that's what Zeke is about. So let's move on so you guys don't get crazy and take off. All right, so you get the next one.
All right, next one, Crossbreed Holsters. Troy and I've talked about it. Like I said, we're going to have Justin on the show coming up here within the next couple of weeks. They got a couple new products out we're going to introduce to you and show you. They are really cool. Troy and I both have a couple of new products in hand that we've been testing, and I like it. I think you guys are going to like it. Yep. But if you're carrying a gun, like I said before, if you got it in your truck, if you got it in your car, you got one next to your bed, your wife got it in the pocketbook, Crossbreed makes a holster for you. The best and most comfortable holsters you will ever put on by far, I promise you. Go check our buddies out, crossbreedholsters.com. Use our promo code GNG and get a 10% discount on Troy and I just for listening to the show. Also, next is Axelson Tactical. Axelson's had a lot of promos going on this last few weeks, man. They got some ridiculous savings. Of course, the guns are high end, so they're a little bit more expensive than your high points that you can get on other sites. But they got some great guns. I don't know if you saw it the other day, Troy. They sent a letter out or a newsletter in the email, and they were promoting the Axe Glock 19s. Did you see those?
Yeah.
Oh man, that thing! I want one so bad I can't stand it.
Yeah.
But I'll probably just have to draw on mine for right now. But hey, they got financing now, so if you want to finance one, hey, more power to you. You've heard Troy and I talk about the rifles that we have. We have the Combat 5.56s. Mine is Cerakoted camouflage. Troy's is, you've seen it on the show. His is Cerakoted with a bronze and black color.
Yeah, it's cool.
Just a beautiful rifle. I mean, they make some nice stuff. So go check them out. It goes, some of it goes to the foundation for Matthew Axelson, who Navy SEAL that was killed in Operation Red Wing in Afghanistan. You'll remember him as Axe in the movie from Lone Survivor from Marcus Luttrell. So we try to help those guys promote. And Memorial Day weekend, I was definitely thinking about those guys too. I never got to meet Matt, but Jeff is a great guy. He's a good friend, and I know he was thinking about his brother over the weekend too. So my heart was going out for him. But anyway, Axelson Tactical USA.com. Use a promo code God and Guns, and they will give you a 10% discount on your order when you're there. The only thing you cannot do is if they got 25% off on something already, they won't let you tack another 10% because the discount they're giving you is more than what you would get from us. So use the 25% by all means. But go check them out, AxelsonUSA.com. There you go.
All right, we got Interius Alliance. So God and Guns is an Interius Alliance life member. We started at the beginning back when those guys just started. I mean, it was like, I think we were like the first show they came on after they got started, and that was Jeff Axelson and Ron Bellin and Casey Betzel, and we got it kicked off from the get go, and then at that time it was called something else, VFOB, and then it became Interius Alliance. And so Interius Alliance is a group of like-minded individuals who are former military, veterans, first responders, police, and just good old patriots like me. So we all work together to try to promote each other's businesses and products. And then the other part of that is that all those businesses pledge to give contributions back to the military, back to military families, and try to support those that serve us. And so it's a great organization. If you haven't had a chance yet, please check them out, InteriusAlliance.com. And I dropped a link in here for Russ Bianchi and for the diet that I did. And it's really not a diet as much as it's just things that you don't want to eat. And I just clicked on it, Russ Bianchi, RussBianchi.com, and it's called "Things to Stay Away From." is a link you click on, and it talks about what things to use, what things not to use, and that, guys, is pretty much all I did. I think there was my chiropractor has a nutritionist in the office, and she gave me some kind of a powder that was like for diabetics, and I used that for like 2 weeks, and it's supposed to sort of help transition you, but I cannot remember what that stuff was. It was nasty. But what I think the problem of type 2 diabetes, this wasn't type 1, type 2 diabetes, I think that it's really just insulin resistance. It's not really diabetes well, we could get in that debate, but just as far as we're concerned, this right here, this premium tea, this stuff right here cleans your gut out. And so if you've ever had white tornado kind of product, that's what this is. This stuff gets all the gunk, all that fecal material in your intestines and colon, all that stuff. And over the course of about 2 to 3 weeks, it gets all that out. So that's probably 15 pounds. That was probably 15 pounds of my, or maybe 20 pounds of what was all just packed in my guts. And so it prevents the absorption of food because all that stuff gets built up like, I'm not trying to gross you guys out, but gets built up like plaque inside of your guts, inside of your stomach, not your stomach, but inside of your intestines and your colon. And so you take that stuff like the first 2 weeks, you take it every day. You can't travel. So you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't like take that tea the night before. Take the tea before you go to bed. Helps you sleep. Helps you get really good sleep. But you don't take that stuff before you're going to drive cross country or get on an airplane or something like that. It's got to be when you have a chance to go to the bathroom. At least the first 2-3 days. After the first 2-3 days, you'll get the hang of it. You'll know when you need to go to the bathroom, things like that. But it will be a nasty mess. The first two weeks, though, after the first 2 weeks, you feel fresh and clean as I don't know. You feel like you're 10 pounds, 15. You feel lighter. I mean, your stomach feels lighter. You know how sometimes when you eat like pizza or something real heavy and you just feel like your stomach weighs like twice its normal weight.
Mm-hmm.
You drink this stuff, it feels like your stomach's full of daisies. I mean, it's just like
daisies,
lightweight. It's like your it's like your stomach is. It's hard to describe. It's like you're just
Not
cleaned
bloated.
out. You're not bloated. You're not gassed up. You don't have a bunch of gas. You don't have a bunch of stomach pains and constipation and all that stuff, or diarrhea. The first 2 weeks you're going, it's going to be mad, it's going to be nasty. You're going to need to keep your scrub brush near your toilet. But at the end of that 2 weeks, you'll start having this substance. You guys that got weak stomachs, just plug your ears for about 20 seconds here. You have this black tar like substance come out. Once you get to that, you've cleaned out your system pretty good. And it took me, I had like 3 days of that black tar and little spicky looking stuff. But I'm saying that the stuff will clean you out. And then my blood sugar, when that got done, my blood sugar went normal. I mean, the daily, sticking yourself and checking, it went normal after the first 3 weeks. It was real high, and then it came down. And then the A1C, that's the 3-month average thing. The A1C number at the end of the 3 months was down in the normal category. I think it was down 3 something. And when I first got diagnosed, it was 11.1. So it's 11.1. In the first month, it went down to 7. And then at the end of the 3 months, it was down 3.4, something like that. My triglycerides were humongously outraged, but I'm just enough about Ziju. All right, let's move on. NRA armed citizen.
Hey, before we do that, you were talking about Interior Alliance and Casey a while ago. Congratulations, Casey. I don't know if you saw it or not the other day, but he was up in Canada or British Columbia. I can't remember. Anyway, he was crossbow hunting and took his first bear. I think it was his first one, but man, he took a beautiful black bear. So I was talking to him on Facebook a little bit when he was up there. I was like, man, I wish I could be up there with you so bad. I would love that.
Yep.
But congratulations, Casey. Good job.
His dad was with him too, I think.
That's awesome, man. I would love to go up there sometime. But anyway, NRA armed citizen, suspected armed robber shot dead on SMU Boulevard by a potential victim, police say. The shooting happened at the Mockingbird Flats apartments. This article comes to us from Jack Harris, and he's out in Dallas. This comes to us from Dallas, Texas. A man suspected of an attempted robbery has been shot dead at an apartment complex near Southern Methodist University campus Tuesday night, Dallas police said. Officers were called to the scene shortly after 9 p.m. at Mockingbird Flat Apartments. According to the police, the homeowner, Justin McNeely, 26, was found on the outside of the apartment complex with a gunshot wound. He told police that he had shot a man who tried to rob him at gunpoint. The robber was in the victim's apartment, suffering from a gunshot wound himself, the victim told police. Dallas Fire Rescue was on the scene and rendered aid to the suspect, who eventually died from his injuries. The man's identity has not been released at this time. McNeely was sent to the hospital where he was treated and released. He agreed to speak with detectives and admitted to shooting the man. Dallas police said the story supports the physical evidence found at the scene. McNeely was released pending a grand jury referral for murder. So hopefully he.
I wonder why they didn't release his name.
I don't know.
Been some kind of
may have been underage.
Maybe some kind of name that might have led to needing to build the wall.
Yeah.
Build the wall. If you're listening, Trump. All right.
I think he's on board with that.
I think he is. So I wish all of the rest of our representatives were.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're not hounding your senators and your representatives, shame on you, because it's a lot easier to hound them and get things changed than having to take the next course of action. Just saying, which could involve your children and grandchildren. Or do all you can do peaceably
Hey,
first.
that's like I was telling you earlier. I was going to tell everybody that's listening. You know, my wife took a picture of me the other day. I was adjusting the new plate carrier, and I was sitting on the floor messing around with it, and I was leaning back against the chair, and I just had it on, had my hands tucked inside the front part of the plate carrier. And my wife took a picture of me sitting there and posted it, and she said, "He's getting ready." And most of the comments she got on her page was like, "Getting ready for what?" I'm like, "Troy," I said, "Hey, you got to be ready all the time. You never know."
That's right. Yep. What kind of plates did you get? Or did you just get the carrier?
I just got the carrier right now. I haven't decided on the plates. I'm probably gonna get the curved. I would imagine.
Curve swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got the curve swimmer for the front, and then I got the curved whatever thing for the back.
Did you go 10x12s or 11x14s?
I think 10x12s. They didn't have, when I ordered it, they didn't have the 11x14s available. So I'm going up to the next
So I watched a video on it the other day. You know, because those particular plates are coated that it supposedly holds the fragmentation of the shell in. So
spalling.
Yeah, so our buddy Iraqi Vet 8888 did a video on that you can go watch. He actually took the exact same carrier that I have with the plates in it, and they set it up and they shot it with, I don't know, they shot it with like a 22 first, and then he shot it with a 9mm, a 45, an AR, and then they shot it with a 30-06. They shot it with a 308 and a 30-06, and it stopped, you know, every one of them on the backside of the plate. On the backside of the plate, it had no dents in it at all, and all the fragmentation was stuck in that coating on top of the steel plate. So it was pretty impressive, I must say.
Brian wants you to hold that up.
What's that?
Brian asked for you to hold that bad boy up, Doug.
Hold that bad boy up.
There it is.
There you go.
Mine's hang on. Did you get the steel hanger with it?
I did not. I have not got the hanger yet, but
yeah, they make a hanger out of the same material. It's a laser cut, or yeah, so it's laser.
Brian,
cut.
did you see the target on there, Brian?
See it, Brian? Brian's out in California, I think. So,
can they even have these in California?
I don't know, Brian. Can you have those in California?
Well, technically,
we don't mean to make fun of you. We're just asking.
Technically, right now, it's nothing but a vest.
Yeah, but it's tactical. You know, nobody needs a tactical vest.
Hey, but it's not black. It's just brown, or it's actually coyote brown.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sure you're being racist anyway.
Yeah. So I'm going to get.
Yes, we can.
So I'm going to get the. Oh, he said you can't have them.
Yep.
I'm going to actually get some mag carriers for them. I'm going to get the AR with the pistol mag on the front.
I tell you what, just get I would just get pistol mags on what I ran in that carbine class, and I wish I had more AR mags in the front, and I don't really want the pistol mags up there because they're not really where I would be used to drawing them from. So I would just put more on your belt. I would put a vertical, or put a vertical pistol, like put a I got my thing on, but I would put like a pistol mag underneath of the. I put a pistol mag underneath of the AR mags for like a last ditch pistol mag, and then I would put two on my belt. And
Brian said it's an assault vest.
Assault vest, ooga booga. All right.
I don't know if Brian was on here earlier when I was showing him mag carrier.
He came late. I don't know if he had tardy slip or not.
So there's my other one, Brian.
Let me switch it back. I got my camera on me now.
There's my other one.
Now that's illegal in California.
That's illegal? Oh, the mags?
Magazines. 30 rounder magazines.
Oh yes. I still
you
have.
Probably can't have that much ammunition in California, can you?
And not in one place.
You have to have permits for every round.
There you are. Hey, Brian. I don't want to.
Don't rub it in, Doug. Don't rub it in.
That's a 30 round mag. Well, wait. That's a 10-rail mag.
All right, we need to wrap this thing up. People won't go to bed. It's 9:30. We'll be on here an hour and a half.
Brian, don't. He's in California.
Yeah, it's still sunny and shiny out there, probably. All right, so we're wrapping it up. Send your feedback to Troy at GuyGunsPodcast.com or
Doug at GodandGunsPodcast.com.
please tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review like the 2 we got tonight. That would be awesome. 3.
Hi.
Number
Say
3
more
was high. And like us on Facebook at and then subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube. So you hit that subscribe button wherever. I think it's like up here somewhere. And then there's a you gotta hit the bell so it notifies you we're getting ready to go live or we're going to be scheduling a show. And I've got a link there for that. And then let's see. Follow us on Twitter at Guide and Guns Pod. Search for us on Instagram. Search for us on MeWe. I visit over there once every 2-3 weeks because I just don't really do a lot of content over there. That's just like the last great hope that we have. If something goes south, we'll swim to that island, and you guys can find us over there. Website, Guide and Guns Podcast.
Gun deals.
Well, yeah, I've looked at some, but there just haven't been much over there lately. I don't know if the ones I'm looking at are dried up or what. But so, Doug, until next time, have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bible closer.
Good night, guys. Thanks
Appreciate everybody joining us tonight.
Yeah, hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up.
Good night, John.
Good night, John. Good night, Steve, Brian, Bill, Joshua. Who else we got here?
Brian said, he said that was nice. He said, illegal unless we have a featureless mag. We had Freedom Week. LOL.
Yeah, they had for a week, and they shut that down. That's a shame too. There's several things coming up before the Supreme Court you guys be praying about.
Yes.
Abortion just went through. Some abortion stuff just happened, and we've got New Jersey's fight. Everybody Anthony was talking about on. If you haven't seen Anthony's rants, get on Instagram or Facebook and follow his social media. He's talking about the fight they're having up there in New Jersey, trying to get their rights back. And they've got a case before the Supreme Court they're fighting. So you can find out more about that. There's another case that's like right behind them from New York on concealed carry, and then he said there's something like 100 other cases behind those waiting to hit, try to get things straightened up. So, any questions before we go, guys? This stuff won't be on the main part of the show. We'll probably drop it, the audio in the backside. Just had the news: the smallest baby born is still alive in San Diego, 8.6 ounces. Wow, that's small. That's super small. It's amazing.
8 ounces, man.
I drink that much at one time.
I know that ain't much bigger than a Coke can, or ain't as big as a Coke can.
Yeah. Good night, Bill. Good night, Brian. Good night, John. Oh, there's John. I missed John. Steve's having tacos. Looks like. Is that what that is?
Looks like it. Taco.
Why is Steve not going to bed early?
He got a new job or something now, so he's on a different shift or something.
Well, cool. I know I used to have to go to bed early because. All right, Steve. Good to see you on here, and we will be talking to you later. I'm gonna get off here. Unless you got anything else, Doug?
I'm good, man. Y'all have a great night.
Good night, guys. Thanks a lot. And we're shutting her down.